Hello and welcome to Talkin Reptiles with myself, Mark Perpetua from Reptile Encounters, and my good friends at Hudson Valley Reptile and Rescue. Today we have another species spotlight, and today it is the Savannah Monitor, just one of many different species belonging to the varanid family. And the monitor family can range from a 12-inch species up to the well-known giant Komodo dragons, which can reach lengths of nearly 12 feet long. The Savannah Monitor is much more moderate in size. This is a lizard that can grow to about 4 feet in length and is native to Central and South Africa. As their name implies, they live in what's called savanna habitats. And savanna habitats are tropical prairies. They experience what is known as a monsoon or wet season, which brings lots of rain in a short period of time, followed by months of a very dry, harsh conditions. These animals are well known for being cold-blooded like all reptiles, but as we keep saying, reptiles don't like it cold. In the parts of Africa where savanna monitors are found, they will be active at temperatures of 100+ degrees. Now, in that type of environment, they do occasionally need to get away from that heat. So one thing savanna monitors are known for is burrowing. They are known to dig deep burrows, which puts them in a more humid situation during the dry season and can also give them some refuse from that heat when they need to cool down. But as a cold-blooded animal, that heat is also very important for keeping its body's metabolism going. So reptiles can do what is called behavioral thermoregulation. It just means they move into the heat when they need it, and they move back into the colder parts of the environment when they need to cool off or take a break. As far as captives, these guys were readily available for a long time, but most savanna monitors you find are going to be wild caught. And because of that, their price was very cheap. So you find this cute little hatchling that fits in the palm of your hand for just about 30 bucks, and we don't realize what their needs are going to be as they get bigger. In fact, I like to mention to people that when you buy an animal, it's not the cost of the animal, but the long-term caging and care that they're going to need. A 4-foot savanna monitor is going to require a cage that's 6 feet or longer. And because of their burrowing habits, it's really beneficial for them to have some type of natural soil to dig in, or even a tunneling system made out of PVC types of culvert to support that soil so they don't end up having their burrows crush on them. So that takes a little bit of time, engineering, and construction on the part of the keeper to have a healthy, large savanna monitor. Of course, we got to consider what they eat, as they need to be fed. In the wild, they're opportunistic predators. They feed on insects, they feed on small mammals, small lizards. Like all monitor lizards, they love eggs, they'll eat small birds, and of course, small rodents from time to time. It has been recorded, however, through research that a large part of their diet is going to be made up of invertebrates. And that's something to consider when you're feeding a large lizard. A large number of available insect prey, including things like big cockroaches. And do you want cockroaches in your house? That's something you may have to deal with if you want a pet savanna monitor. Of course, they will eat mice. This guy loves his mice. They will scavenge in the wild, so frozen thawed is not a problem. I've put mice in his cage, and he detects they're in there with his great sense of smell, and he'll come right out before he sees them and knows how to track them. So you'll notice, like snakes, monitor lizards have that long forked tongue for sensing the smells in their environment by bringing the smells back to the Jacobson's organ in their mouth. Now you notice, even though he's a lizard that's handled from time to time, he did open his mouth, and we have to be aware that when we get any pet reptile, they still have wild instincts. They're not domesticated. Just because you buy it at the pet shop or you saw that video on YouTube of the puppy dog tame savanna doesn't mean yours will end up that way right away. It takes a long time to develop that relationship. And while he's not squirming and trying to get away, he does get nervous enough that I certainly don't want to put my fingers right in his mouth. As a large predatory lizard, he's got big teeth. He's got strong jaw muscles, and they can give a painful bite. Another thing to consider if you're thinking of one as a pet. Also consider the fact that, like many large lizards, monitor lizards are known for using their tails as a whip. And have you ever been smacked by a big lizard's tail? It leaves a welt. So that's something else to consider as you're learning to work with a large lizard. And just because you get it when it's small doesn't mean it's going to guarantee to tame down as quickly as you like it. So those are things to consider. I'm not trying to scare anybody off from having a Savannah Monitor. I love working with big lizards, but just some of the things you need to be aware of that go along with taking care of them. Lots of heat, lots of food, and lots of space if you want to be successful with something like the Savannah Monitor.